What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hustle, and yes, we are back at it again with another fire video on Milwaukee made King Hustle, my Hustle Nation Empire family members. Yes, y'all already know when I drop these videos on this channel, it's some good, valuable information, and more than likely, it's gonna be some information about some type of scam, some type of fraud, what's going on, and how you can stay safe and how you can be aware of what's going on, because there's a lot of hacking going on, there's a lot of fraud going on, there's a lot of scamming going on in the world, and people need to be aware of what's really going on in the world. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how scammers are making $10,000 or more a day just off credit. Yes, a lot of people are getting hip to the credit game, the credit world. And a lot of people are starting to figure out loopholes in the credit game and world that can allow them to get money and to allow them to legally scam the system or the credit system or the banks with loans. So with that being said, let's get into this gems, let's get into this sauce. So a lot of people are starting to enter the credit world. A lot of people are starting to enter, or that's starting to become interested into credit. A lot of people are starting to say, hey, you can get a lump sum of money just by walking in the bank with certain documentation. And if you can do identity theft, or if I can do some type of identity fraud or identity theft or anything, I can do the exact same thing. Or if I can create this CPN or synthetic identity, I can do the exact same thing. And people are starting to figure this out. People are creating fake businesses, getting loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. People are stealing people's identity, getting loans, credit cards, lines of credit. You got people that are figuring out any and every way that can get some money from something by using somebody's identity or profile, credit profile. Now, when it comes to credit, credit is the #1 money game in the world, point blank period. Everything revolves around credit. Credit will determine how much money you can be lent to you. So a lot of people in the real world get their credit together. They get their personal credit together, then they leverage it towards their business credit, start getting funded, start investing, start, doing the right thing. So a lot of people in the world live off business credit. Then you have people in the world that understand business credit and the loopholes, because once you learn rules, once you learn how to utilize something, you learn loopholes. So when it comes to credit, a lot of people in the credit world who know about this, first of all, they know about trust funds, irrevocable trust funds, and these protect all your assets, meaning that whatever that you have and you put in this trust fund is protected, so no one can ever take it. So a lot of celebrities, a lot of famous people, a lot of rich people, Diddy included, have nothing in their name. It's either in a trust fund or somebody's name. Then they utilize the bankruptcy game. So the bankruptcy game is that you get all this funding, get all this money, you invest it, make money, put it in your trust fund, protect it, and then you file bankruptcy. Because every business at some point in time, will decline and will go down. It happens all the time. So getting all this funding, get as much funding as you can, put money into a trust fund, investing, and then when the business closes and they have nothing, everything's protected by a trust fund, and they have no assets to take, that person just made money off the trust fund. And that's what a lot of people are doing. Then a lot of people are saying, okay, let me build my business credit. Let me build the credit limit on these. So now that this person got $100,000 business credit cards. Then they go leverage $50,000 off each month. So that's $500,000 each month. So that means $6 million a year just off leveraging credit from cash. And then you pay other credit cards with other credit cards that you have. So you're paying debt with debt, and you're making money off of it. So it's almost basically free money when you know how to leverage it the right way. So that's legal. You can do all these things legal. And then you can get a bankruptcy off your credit, because once you file a bankruptcy with the courts, you don't file bankruptcy with the credit bureaus, you file it with the courts, and the courts sell the information, or the credit bureaus buy the information from LexisNexis and Pacer. And then when they buy it, it reports the wrong furniture, and by it reporting the wrong furniture, you can dispute it, because that information is inaccurate, and y'all already know inaccurate information is grounds for dispute and deletion off your credit report. And you can get paid if they are reporting inaccurate information up to $1,000. So you can get paid, and you can get a bankruptcy off your credit at the same time. So the rich is utilizing this information. Then you got people that's saying, okay, you got people out here that's creating synthetic identities. You got people out here that's creating CPNs and building a credit on a CPN. If you got a credit profile, you can get loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. So people are starting to figure out, okay, how to properly build up synthetic identities or CPNs, properly structure the credit report on them, get a business on them, and start getting business funding. Now, a lot of people like, what's some CPN friendly places or things like that? Anywhere is CPN friendly. It's just all about the CP that you are using. See, a lot of people don't structure. A lot of people buy these pre-built CPs or quote unquote, or these profiles, quote unquote, pre-built CPs, and they think it's just a new credit profile, not knowing that this information that's attached to this fake ID with your picture on it is somebody else's information. That's a profile, not a synthetic identity or a CP or a CP. So people are going to get cars, people are going to get apartments, people are doing all these things, and then it comes to a point where they get their ID checked. So they going to go get an apartment or a car or something. The person might check their ID and their driver's license number, and then a whole different person pops up. And then people call the police, and the police pull up and they're like, oh, and then that's how it happens. So synthetic identities and profiles are kind of popular, but they're dangerous. They're almost, see, a driver's license card is more valuable than an SSN card, because the SSN card is a name and a social security number. No picture attached, none of that. Your driver's license number is your driver's license number, your picture, your height, your weight, and your social security number attached to that. So everything is right there on your driver's license card. So it's easy for people to put in the driver's license number and the picture pop up. And if that picture not you, then y'all know what's going on. So then you got people that saying, okay, when you go on these banks and these lender sites, you got so many different options. So credit cards, bank, personal loans, lines of credit, auto loans, mortgage loans, refinancing, all different type of things. And people are actually taking out, you can actually take out equity on your home. So if your home is worth $600,000 and you want to take out a $60,000 loan on your home, you can do that. And that's what people are doing. So people are coming up with a lot of different schemes, a lot of different plots, a lot of different ways to defraud the credit system. So, like I said, people are using profiles, getting people information, driving around fancy neighborhoods, getting the address, finding out who owns it, getting their profile information, credit profile information, their CP information, getting these fraudulent IDs, and going to apply for credit cards, loans, and lines of credit. They might even try to refinance or get an equity loan out on your home. Like, if you guys don't know or heard of Matthew Cox, go check him out, because he got involved in this, and he got a lot of years. Like I said, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything at all, but this is just real life information that's happening in real life. So we got to be aware of it, because a lot of people want to do things, but it's a lot of people out here that want to do things and then play the victim when the same thing they want to do happens to them. So it'd be crazy. So a lot of people are utilizing credit. A lot of people are using these synthetic identities and CPs to build business credit and get loans, credit cards, and lines of credit. Donald Trump had a CPN, he only paid $750 in taxes, and I told y'all that 6 years ago. And now he's getting the tax evasion problem and getting arrested and all that. Like, people are starting to utilize and understand that, listen, there's so many different frauds and scams going on in the world that the main goal is for a fraudster or scammers to get a whole lot of money. And if you get a whole lot of money or a lump sum of money at one time just by going to the bank, they're going to figure out a way to get that money from the bank. And then they start saying, okay, you need this, you need that. So how can I get this and how can I get that? Then they go on the internet and they start figuring out and searching and finding ways to get this documentation and how to do this and how to do that. And then they do it so much and they figure out so many ways and they figure out so much information that it comes together and they end up being able to get this loan, credit card, line of credit with the synthetic identity or the CPN or whatever. So credit is becoming a real life, like, new method for fraud and scammers, because you can actually get a lump sum of money with just documentations, and these documentations are able to be found on the clear net. You can Google information, or information like this, and get the documentations that you need or the tools that you need. So it's not like we're the ones that's creating these things. Well, we are, but Y'all got websites out here that's providing this information. Because at the end of the day, this information is not illegal to have. But once you start doing fraudulent things with it, then it becomes illegal. Using other people's identity and things like that. Information and things like that to get approved. So people just got to start understanding that credit is the #1 money game in the world. It allows you to get credit cards, loans, lines of credit. And why commit credit card fraud or check fraud when you can go in a bank with altered documentations and get a lump sum of money? And fraudsters and scammers are starting to understand that. So LifeLock, protecting and locking your information, keeping a monitor on it. So if anybody tries to use anything or it'll pop up, you'll get alerted. Freezing your credit so no one can get credit cards or anything with your information. Just being alert of what's going on out there, being more safe whenever you're using your credit card at the POS machines. Check and see, make sure ain't no scammer on it. Always be cautious of when you calling into these banks or these auto places and you gotta talk to a call representative and they ask you all your information. Like, just always be cautious and aware of what's going on, because you never know. Everybody is human, and you never know what's going through the next person's mind, what they got going on, and what opportunity that's presented to them and whatever that they're doing to do something to make some money. All right, so credit is becoming the #1 fraud scheme for a lot of different frauders, scammers. They're making like 10,000 or more a day with it because they're getting credit cards in other people's name with the using profiles. They're getting checkbooks in other people's name. They're getting loans in other people's name. They're getting home equity loans in other people's names. They're doing so much in other people's names, and it's flying by and flying through a lot of different systems. All right, so make sure you guys are staying more safe, staying cautious, being more aware, getting y'all life locks, making sure y'all keeping your information safe. Be more cautious of how many times you're using your card. Be more cautious of who you're giving your information to, what you're saying over the phone, all that. Because the more you stay cautious, the more you stay more aware, it'll help you be safe and aware out here. All right, so scammers are really going crazy nowadays with these different frauds and scams and plans and all that, especially with the banks. So even breaking into mailboxes and all different types of stuff. We're going to talk about that in another video. So make sure you guys are staying safe. Make sure you guys are staying more aware. And make sure you guys are keeping your eyes open. All right, so shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, and subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me to keep going. Y'all motivate me to keep dropping the sauce. And y'all motivate me to keep entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime one-on-one limited gems are $1,000, but for limited time only. I'm doing it for $600. Yes, $600. Cash App or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshot, no reply, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Also, make sure y'all tap in and get these YouTube faceless automation channels corrected. I know a lot of y'all see these YouTube, wrong channel. Make sure y'all tap in with the Crypto Tour in-person limited gems, $6,500, $500 deposit. The rest of the money will be in person. Make sure y'all tap in with my credit mentorship, $2,500, trade lines not included. Make sure you go tap into my Telegram's Millionaire Network and my Potato Millionaire Network. Go follow me on both apps. Go download the app Potato. That's the new network. You know what I'm saying? For all the, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and tap into that Potato Millionaire Network right now. Link is in the my description. Still looking for people for the production company. Still looking for rappers, singers, models, producers, cameramen, women, streamers, gamers, and content creators. We'll do a lot of skits, blogs, movies, music videos, travel, networking, making money, and having fun. Make sure you go tap into my reaction channel, King Hustle Crazy Reactions. Make sure you go tap into my music channel, King Hustle X1M. Make sure you go tap into my blog channel, Smokey Made King Hustle, which is this one. But I'm posting on different channels, so Smokey Made King Hustle 2.0, and No Rags, Just Riches. Make sure you go tap in my clothing brand, Bousculette Apartment. That's Hustle Department in French on IG. Make sure you go follow me on IG, King Hustle X1M, for more free methods, more free sauce, more fire music and entertainment. And make sure y'all tapping in with these load ups, these Cash App and Bitcoin, $500 upload, get you a free jogger set, pink or black. So make sure you tap in with that. And with that being said, man, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how to get down in these videos. I will see you at the next lesson or video. Peace.